What's good, everyone? In today's lesson, we are going to have a review of the properties of exponents. So, in our first problem, when we use the properties of exponents and we're raising exponents to a second power, we multiply our exponents. So, a problem like this, our answer will be x to the eighth y squared, right? And the reason why is when we focus on this, it's telling us to write this problem twice, right? And once we do that, this is what the problem should look like expanded. And with the rules or the properties of exponents, when we have like bases, right, we have x to the fourth times negative x to the fourth. So a negative times a negative, that gives me a positive x. And once we add the exponents of 4, we're going to get x to the eighth. And we should know with the properties of exponents that if there is no exponent like with y, it has an exponent of 1. So when we add the exponents for y, that's how we get y squared. All right? But let's say we had a problem where now there is a coefficient involved. So we have 3ab to the negative fourth power, and we want to square this. So the same rules are going to apply, right? So let's expand this out some. So we have 3ab to the negative fourth, right? That's the first time it's written out. And then we're going to write it one more time. And what we're doing at this step now is we're going to multiply our like terms or our like bases, I should say. So we go ahead and multiply 3 times 3. And that's going to give us 9, right? That's the same thing as 3 squared to the second power. Then we multiply a times a, which gives us a to the second power, right? And then b to the negative fourth times b to the negative fourth. That gives us b to the negative 8. We added our exponents. However, with the properties of exponents, we can't have a negative exponent. So there's an issue with b to the negative 8th power. To solve this, let's continue and write this over 1. So we put this over 1 because we need to take the reciprocal of b to the negative 8. All that's saying is turn it into a fraction. If the negative exponent's at the top, you're going to bring it to the bottom. So in this problem, it comes down, and now our final answer is 9a squared all over b to the positive 8. And if the exponent, real quick, if the exponent was negative in the bottom, we would just bring it to the top. It would just be the opposite of what we did, and then it would be positive. All right. All right. So in our next problem, we're multiplying two sets of exponents. So we have, let's spread this out some more. We have, in parentheses, negative 4xy to the third power times negative 3x to the third, all raised to the fourth. So there's a few things that's going on here. So what's going on is we need to take this negative 4xy to the third power. So what that means is we're going to expand negative 4 and multiply it by itself 3 times. Once we do that, we're going to get negative 64. And then with our properties of exponents, right, we're multiplying our exponents. X and y has an exponent of 1. When we multiply 1 by the power of 3, we're going to get x to the third power, y to the third power. Multiplied by, and now let's simplify our second set of exponents. So it tells us we have negative 3 x to the third. So the first thing we need to do is expand negative 3. So we multiplied negative 3 by itself 4 times. That gives us a positive 81. And then when we multiply our exponents, 3 times 4 is going to give us x to the 12th power. Now that we've simplified both sets of exponents, we could actually now combine them together by multiplying. So we multiply 64, negative 64 and 81. That gives us 5,184. Let's not forget the negative sign. And then I'm going to go, and because we have x's, right? We're going to multiply x to the third and x to the 12th. And when we combine them by adding the exponents, we're going to get x to the 15th power. But what about y to the third? What's going to happen? Because 81x to the 12th, it doesn't have a base of, there's no base of y. There's no y involved. So what's going to happen is y to the third is just going to stay the same. So when we simplify this answer, we should have negative 5,184 x15 y to the third. All right. All right. So our next problem, let's say we had a triangle, right? Because we will see these type of problems. We have a triangle and our sides are 4xy, 7xy, and we have 5x squared. The problem asks us to find the perimeter and area. So how do we do that with the properties of exponents? So one, just remember, perimeter means we add all sides together, right? So we have 7xy plus 4xy plus 5x squared. If you guys pay close attention, right? We only have two sets of like terms. So 7xy and 4xy are the only two things we could actually add because they have the same like terms. So the perimeter of this triangle would be P is equal to 5x squared. Nothing, there's no other x squared term. It stays the same. Plus, and then we're going to add the coefficients in front of the numbers in front of x and y. 11xy, and this would be our perimeter for our triangle. But let's say we were asked about the area, right? So the first thing with the area is we have to know the formula. So for a triangle, area is equal to 1/2 times the base times the height. And the order that we multiply in does not matter. We'll get the same answer. So what they're saying is we're going to find out what our base and height is. So our base, guys, is 5x squared. That's our base. And our height is 4xy. So let's just plug these into the area equation, right? So area is equal to 1/2 4. You know what? Let's make sure we keep it in. You know what? We're gonna keep it like that. 4xy. I switched it around some because taking half of 5 is, that's gonna make it more complicated than we need to. And 5x squared. So I did switch the order, all right? And once I start simplifying, I'm gonna get area is equal to 2xy multiplied by 5x squared, right? Because half of 4 is just 2. Now we're going to continue and multiply our coefficients, right? So we get 10. And then now let's make sure we pay attention to the properties of exponents. X times x squared, right? We add the exponents is going to give me x to the third power. Y stays the same because there's no other base of y to multiply. And our area for this triangle is 10x to the third power y. Thank you guys for joining us today. This is Algebra 1 with Mr. Peters. In our next upcoming videos, we're going to break down each of the exponent rules for you. So make sure that you guys subscribe to our channel and listen out for our new uploads every Monday and Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you.